Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever it may be. Craig, Hiking Pipes, and it's Friday morning, and as customary for my first bowl of the day, I'm smoking my Matches 860 commemorative Friday 7 LE pipe, and in it some Esoterica Tilbury. So, the best flight I ever had. With my last company, not the company I'm currently working for, but my last company, I did an extraordinary amount of travel. Went all over the world. And one of the places that I went to actually quite often was Saudi Arabia. Well, the best flight I ever had was coming back from one of those trips. So the trip over there was, uneventful. I flew coach and flew from Dulles to Dubai. And then from Dubai, it's a short hop into the location in Saudi Arabia I had to go to. Anyway, we made reservations on Emirates Airlines for both the flight in and, of course, the return home. So, again, the flight in, no problem. And, of course, we're flying coach because to go up to business class was another $5,000 more than coach. And companies just don't like to pay that kind of money for some reason. So, anyway, after we were done in Saudi Arabia on that particular trip, my boss and I, who we were flying together, we flew from Saudi Arabia back into Dubai, and it was kind of a weird scheduling thing, but we ended up having to take a hotel in Dubai and wait for our flight. So the flight was leaving at some stupid hour in the morning, and it was a direct flight back to Dulles, which is about 13 and a half hours. So we get to the airport, plenty of time, and we go to check in. And at the check-in counter, the person says, well, I have some good news and I have some bad news. I just packed the bowl again. I should get these things going before I start yammering. Anyway, so we're say, okay, what is the good news and what's the bad news? Well, the good news is because my boss is a frequent flyer with Emirates, they're bumping him up to business class because they overbooked the flight. What's the bad news? Bad news is because we overbooked the flight, I don't have a ticket. Well, I kind of lost my mind a little bit. What's the purpose of a reservation if they don't honor a reservation? Going back to an old Seinfeld skit with the rental cars. So after giving a little bit of hell for a little bit of time and stressing out that how can I possibly, this is my first trip over into that region, how can I possibly, not get home? And what am I supposed to do? And all this other stuff. Well, the agent finally says, give me a little bit, and walks away. Comes back about, 20 minutes later. Hands me a ticket, business class. Well, I would trade that 25 minutes of angst and stress and being upset for a business class ticket on Emirates any day of the week. Never flown business class. And Emirates actually happens to be a wonderful airline to fly business class on. So it's like, okay, great. So immediately you start getting treated like royalty with a business class ticket. First to board and all that kind of stuff. So my boss and I, we board, and I walk into the area of business class of the plane, which happened to be one of these super jumbo jets. Had a top level that was dedicated just to business class. And I was just flabbergasted at what I saw. There were, normally in coach on this particular plane, the seating alignment is, I believe, 3, 5, 3. So you got 3 seats, got 5 seats going across the middle, and then 3 seats on the other side. In business class, it was 1, 3, 1. So these seats were just enormous. And they had a flight attendant ratio of about 1 to every 5 passengers up in business class. And so I got to my seat. It was a window seat. And sitting into this seat was just amazing. It was wide. I had a 21-inch high definition screen in front of me. I had my own mini bar. Contained about 4 or 5 bottles of alcohol right next to me, with glasses and a little ice bucket and stuff. The toilet, I got a toiletry bag. I mean, it was a zippered up leather toiletry bag. You could take that with you. And I found out the seats actually go into a bed. They fully recline flat. They give you pillows and blankets and stuff like that. In the back of the business class was a bar, and it was a full bar. They only served super top shelf liquor. 18-year-old scotch. I was drinking 18-year-old Glenlivet on the flight back. They had hors d'oeuvres, not just snacks, peanuts and pretzels, but they had hors d'oeuvres, lox and cream cheese on mini bagels, toasted. I mean, it was what an incredible. And the bar also had seats and also lounge chairs. And as tired as I was, I didn't want to miss out on the bar experience, so hung out back there for quite some time. But on this 13-hour trip back, it was just so comfortable and so relaxing. I actually got off the plane feeling like I haven't even flown. Never had that experience before. Told my boss. And I knew we had subsequent trips coming up because this was an ongoing project we were working. I said on the last trip back, after we commission what we're doing, in celebration, you got to really push the company to get us a business class trip back as a celebratory way of saying thanks for a job well done. Well, of course, with any project, things went haywire. And my boss had to move on before quite the end of the project. And so my last trip over to Saudi Arabia was coach. So anyway, best flight ever. My return trip from Saudi Arabia, 13 and a half hours on Emirates Airlines. Great experience. With that, be well, be safe, and we'll talk to you again soon. Take care for now.